Hello everyone, welcome to this new video where we are going to go through find the difference, which is a problem, which is the daily coding of today. So in this problem, we receive as input two strings. The first one is, I would say, the initial input, and the second one is a shuffle version of the first one plus one character. And now, given that, you are supposed to find out what is the character that has been added. So that is our goal here. Let me give you some examples so we understand more where we are going. If you receive as input, if you have the first string A, B, C, G, and then you have the second string A, B, C, G, E, what is the character that has been added? It's actually the E, right? Because in this character we have everything except the E. Let us take another example. Let's assume we're having, instead of this E, we're having A. You will agree with me that there is A here, but here you have a number of occurrence of A which is actually greater than the number of occurrence here. So in that scenario, the result will be A. So now, given those two examples, how are we going to approach it? How are we going to solve it? So in this video, we are going to go through two different approaches. And before we dive into the different approaches, I really encourage you to subscribe to do not miss what we are doing here. We are doing LeetCode daily and ASCII solution. So everything related to competitive programming, problem solving, and how to approach problem. Now, the first approach will be to use a map. So we are going to create a map that is going to store the occurrence of each of the elements. So what you're going to do is that you create a map, and in your map you store the occurrence of each of the elements of the first string. Once you are done, this is the for loop is doing that. Once it is done, now you loop through the second element and you check for the non-existing element. What does that mean? That means I'm going to check if I see an element which is not in the map, that is the missing element. And whenever I'm seeing an element, I'm going to decrement the number of occurrence. Why am I doing so? Because the adding element can be something that was already there, just that the number of occurrence has changed. So by decrementing the number of elements, you will find yourself easily detect the missing element. I'm going to have a simulation after this. You are going to see better how it look like. So let us run this and see what it gives. You can tell by the performance that we are building 100% of C++ solution for this program. So there's another approach of using this without using the map. Honestly, I was expecting this approach to beat more than what it is actually doing in terms of space complexity, but unfortunately it's not the case. So yeah, what we are doing is that instead of creating a map to store the value, we are making use of the fact that each character is actually associated to an ASCII representation, which is actually an integer. So there is an integer value that can be used to store A, to reference B, to reference C, and so on. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a char sum. The char sum is actually the variable which is going to store the sum of all the characters. And then what we are going to do is that since we want to have the missing character which is in G, what we are going to do is that every character we are going to see in G, we are going to add to the sum, and every character we are going to find in S, we are going to remove from the sum. By doing so, we are 100% sure that at the end of the loop, the value of char sum plus the last character will actually refer to the missing character. In fact, the int representation of the missing character, and then now you just cast it into a char, and then you have the result. Let us run and see what this one gives to. You can see that we have building 100% of C++ solution. So these were my approaches of solving this. I hope you do enjoy it. I will leave you a simulation at the end of this so you enjoy. See you on the next video. Ciao. Keep learning, keep working, keep doing daily coding. It will pay.